Today I'll be editing a clip using the Digifilm 2.0 power grade that was shot on the Sony A7C using HLG3. This clip was submitted by one of our users called Kit on our private Discord server that you can get access to by downloading Digifilm. In this community, I do one-on-one tutorials to really help people fast track their color grading and help them achieve looks that they want to achieve. Today's edit is actually one of these one-on-one tutorials that I did, so let's hop into DaVinci Resolve and I'll try and showcase how to get the most out of your HLG3 footage. Alright, let's edit this clip. Obviously first you're going to go over apply grade. I'm using Digifilm 2.0 for this. You said use HLG3 and Rec 709, so what we're going to do is go over to our CST, go over to our effects, in our input color space, and now in our input gamma we're going to input Rec 709, and then for this one we're going to do Rec 709 HLG, and that's going to give us this look right here. And as you can see immediately, if I move myself, I can bring the levels down by going over to my offset, by going onto the exposure node and bringing this down. And as you can see, as I bring it down, we're getting this much nicer look, and this is a great base to essentially start from. From here, I'm going to find a nice hero frame. I'll start with the wide actually. We'll use this frame. So the first thing I'll do after we've done this initial prep is we're going to go over to my main object, turn this on. We're going to go over to my qualifier, press Shift H, and we're going to ensure we're going to go over and select our skin. So as you can see, I've selected our skin, but it's also selected some other bits. But I already know that this is a much desaturated area than the skin, so I can bring up the low of the saturation, and as you can see, we've got a much nicer selection. I can also bring up the luminance a little bit and the low softness of the saturation, and here we can just get a much nicer selection. And you can go back over to Shift H, and you don't really have to do anything. If you can see here, we've now selected the skin, so I can shift the color in any direction I desire. So we're going to keep that there for now. There is no second object. Say if there was another object that was maybe like blue, or just a random object that we could select, we can do, but there isn't, so I'm going to go straight to the background, and in the background I can go to my saturation. You can do anything, but I'm just going to show you what I would do possibly with this clip. Possibly desaturate the image slightly, so we just get rid of any of the color shifts that may be in the background, get to a bit more of a solid black, which kind of looks cool. And you can always add some blues like this if you wanted to, or you can go in, you can add some greens or yellows. And if you wanted to do like a teal and orange look, you can kind of shift some greens into that, so you get a before and an after. So it all depends on the way that you want to take it. So for now, I'm going to simply maybe push in a little bit of blue, like so. That's looking pretty good. And then what I can do is, these windows are good, but I think a little bit of bloom and glow will look nice. So if I turn on my glow, you'll see that it's added some glow, but we can just reduce our spread here and possibly go over to reduce our gain, increase our spread, and get a before and then after, we get this really nice glow that's now appearing from the sky. If it's too much, you can always just decrease the spread, or you can just decrease the gain and it will reduce that glow. If you wanted to add a specific color to this glow, you can go over to your color filter, add a orange, or if you wanted to add blue light, you can add this blue light like this, and we get this nice blue like here, and you can increase the saturation of that blue by increasing that saturation slider, and that's pretty cool. And then you have your bloom here, so this really just helps soften the image, and if you look at any of the light bits, it just really helps to just give that bloomy effect. And if you go into this bloom node, I've created 3 different types of bloom. So if I was to turn this off, which is like the medium strength, you can go over to normal bloom and you just get this little bit of bloom, and you can go over to strong bloom and you get this really strong effect. I'll just keep it on, I'll probably keep it on the lowest one. That looks pretty good. And then what I'm going to do is go over to my global, which is where we're going to create the actual look of the image. So we have 3 points on our curve. I'm going to decrease or increase. I still haven't decided which way I want to take this clip, but we can kind of freestyle. I kind of like the darker look of this, to be honest. That's looking pretty good. It's kind of looking almost like a film. The A7C and the A7 III, they actually have, I really like the sensors, and like, I'll be honest, this does already kind of look like it's from a film. So I'll take this clip right here. I've just added the blanking for now, but I'll reset it for you. As you can see, if that's too strong on the glow, you can go back to your glow and you can, you know, increase the spread, decrease the saturation, and this, and you're good to go. If you wanted to add halation, you can add halation like this. If it's too strong, go over to your halation, show compound node, go over to your adjustment, go over to your blur, and simply increase or decrease this halation to however you want. I'm not going to add any halation to this, so I'm simply going to turn this off. Once I've turned this off, I can go over to my global. Say if I wanted a very strong blue look, or, you know, teal and orange look, I can shift loads of blues into this, and as you can see, the actual skin has been shifted quite a lot. And the easiest way to fix this is, because we've already selected our skin over here, we can just go back over to our main object, which is our skin, go over to my gamma and start shifting in the appropriate color that I want. If you want to get correct skin tones, you can go to your vector scope and go over to this bit here and go to show skin node indicator, and then using this indicator, even if I'm not looking at my wheel over there, I can simply use this and I should be able to find the right point in the skin simply by just aligning it to the line. So now when I look at the image over here, you can see the skin is actually looking really nice. So this is how you can basically pull and push colors into your image. So here I can even keep adding, complement the orange like so, or add more blues this way, or even not add as many blues. You can keep going and just messing around with this as you wish. Like that, and maybe I desaturate the image slightly, desaturate the gamma, bring down the gain, bring up the gamma ever so slightly, and we're getting this really kind of nice look like here. So if I was to go back to the beginning of the image, if we have a before and an after, you can see the kind of look that it's kind of creating, which is quite nice. We've got gradient vignette, which kind of creates a vignette around the image. If it's too strong, go over to the vignette, go over to your gamma, and just lift that up ever so slightly. Then we have HSV set. We won't probably use this for this clip, but it just helps to add saturation in a nice manner. And if it's too strong for you, you can go over to your gain and you edit this in a very obscure manner, in which you go over to your gain and you simply drag this down. By dragging this down, you're actually going to desaturate the image. So I'm just keep it here-ish. I'll just turn it off for now. If you haven't added contrast from your global, you can add your contrast here and keep adding contrast as you wish and find that really nice contrast point, but I think it was already there, to be honest. And then simply we have different types of print film looks. So if I was to go show compound node, it's originally set to this one, but we can move and we can get to these different looks here, and you can go over and select which ones you kind of like best. So with this look, I think the Kodak D60 actually looks pretty nice. And if you wanted to get even more separation from him, we can make one more node after the global, make a circular power window, invert it, and simply darken the image around him, and then that'll give a before and an after, and we have this pretty nice looking image. So again, we have a before and an after, and that's like the power of grading. So I hope that was helpful. That's basically the essentials of what you need to know. There is the 60mm film look, so if you ever do want me to do more of a 35-60mm film emulation, just let me know.